It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
The podcast is just coming out now at a weird time. For those of you who listen when it comes out, this is probably going to come out late Saturday night or Sunday, one of the two. Hi. Sean Widmer Podcast. We're kind of just doing it tonight. Just kind of doing it. I wanted to record, so I came down to the basement after the boys were in bed, and yeah, it was time. It was time to record. So it's been a fun week. We're going to talk about fun weekend. We'll talk about that. Talk about a device. I need inventors listening. So if you know any inventors, tell them this is the episode for them. I'm here to make them money. I'm not an inventor, so I'm not here. I wish I could make money on it, but I'm not an inventor. We'll get to that. And then I've got to give a shout out to something back in my homeland of Spokane, Washington, and wonder why there's a huge void. I actually need to look this up. Why am I doing this on the fly? Thanks to those of you who have commented on the podcast. I appreciate it. Even the mean ones. We had a couple that, like, I don't know if they're just trolling me, but I had a couple people come through and I was like, don't do that. Don't put me in a bad mood with mean comments. Maybe I earned them, but do we start with comments tonight and just do things weird since it's just kind of a weird podcast? We just got stuff to get to. I don't know how long tonight's is going to be. Couldn't tell you. Let's see here. Let's open the comments. Let's get the YouTube comments up, the Spotify comments. You can do this over at Spotify if you listen there, YouTube if you listen there, or seanslife.com if you listen and you don't listen on Spotify or YouTube. So there is a way to get your comments in. Let's see what we had here from the last little bit. This is from Yvonne. I'm an NC, North Central, Spokane, Washington High School. I'm an NC alum. The baseball field is named after Ryan Sandberg. I was there when he came to NC for the PepCon to have him presented the sign and the plaque. So more than 40 years ago. It was very memorable. Yeah, I mean, he was the dude of NC. I do believe, having worked in the sports world for a long time in Spokane, I do believe he kind of disappeared from Spokane all the way. Like, all the way. And that's a bummer. Kelly said, been there, done that, Slim. I wish I knew what that was about. I'm guessing binging a show and watching a show until 2:30 a.m. and regretting it because you're tired all freaking week. Over on YouTube, I love a YouTube comment. Roberta's over there. Roberta, I appreciate you watching on YouTube. I love it. She said, even if we are late, we are still here. Thank you, Roberta. Always a good thing. ADHD gets worse as we age. Reading gets worse as we age. ADHD gets worse as we age. Racing brain, things like that. My dyslexia has gotten worse as I age. Never diagnosed, self-corrected. I recognize when I type BDPQ and I correct it and can correct it, but ugh. Sitting here with the cat in my lap, should be getting dressed for the gym, praying for you and your family as you enter Jovi's Twilight, and put on Feel So Good by Chuck Mangione. I don't know if it's Mangione or Mangione. Groove. Okay, I'll check that out. Feels So Good. I'm sure I've heard it. I just, I don't know who it is. I feel like I need to center myself more for YouTube. Not that it matters. I'm just leaning today. Thank you for the comments there, though. Means a lot. Okay, so there you go. If you want to, the comments are normally at the end of the podcast, but we did them to start it off today. I got thoughts today. We've had a fun weekend here at the house. Let's see what I just get. What kind of notifications coming through? We had a fun weekend in the house. It's been boys weekend. So just the boys and I, Friday, Saturday, today, tomorrow, boys weekend. It is a wild time when it's boys weekend. You realize real quick how the boys sort of sync up into sort of a Megazord situation. Clothing optional, a lot of underwear, a lot of just kind of walking around. Lunch and breakfast have happened a lot outside or on the road, and it's just kind of you carry your sandwich around and eat it. we had some pancakes. Those were eaten outside, walking around in the grass. There's a lot of Hot Wheels tracks. There's a lot of ramps that have been built. You know, just a lot of broing out. And it's been very fun. We went to this little creek down from our house today, and I actually got it wrong. I took my boys down, and I thought my baby Woods would love it. He hated it. And I thought my boy my man Huck was going to hate it, and he loved it. He was wading out way deep into the creek where it was, starting to get to shorts level, and nothing was phasing him. It was really fun. So we got out and did that for a little while. My son ate so much grass and dirt. Woods did. It's just disgusting. But I'm chasing my man Huck. It's the one thing with the baby. I want to do stuff because I want to invest into Huck right now. But when I'm trying to invest into the 3-year-old, the 1-year-old just makes it so difficult because if you turn your eye for half a second, he's quick and he just puts everything in his mouth. And so you just, I'm trying to invest in Huck, play, and I look back and there's just a load of grass that had just been cut just in his mouth. A rock in his mouth. And you're like, it's going to, that's going to be what you have. Because I got to at least give Huck some attention, my man. So you're kind of killing me here. But that's, it's boys' weekend. We eat grass. We eat rocks. We ate a bunch of noodles. We had some errands to run today. We met my father-in-law for some pancakes and eggs this morning. Took peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on the road today to the river and ate those while we walked around. It was a good time. It's been fun. It's been really fun. Okay, so that's been a little bit of the weekend. We've also done some guy stuff. I mowed the lawn today. Huck came out and helped me blow off the grass from the driveway and the sidewalk. He was a big help there. We had to cut down some branches on some trees, and he was like, "That's a cool saw, Dad." So, he came out and he did some of the man stuff today at the house. Let's switch gears to non-man stuff. I don't know what's happening here, but we've signed up. The adults have signed up for a 5K. Well, that's something I don't know that I'm ready for. I don't run anymore. I mean, I play basketball, and that's the most running that I do. And I can run during basketball because I love it. But running just to run without a basketball or a scoreboard or anything like that, we're going to see how this goes. I used to sign up for races like this and be totally cool with it. And this one, I'm kind of like, are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? It was weird, too. It was Midsummer's Night Dream Run or something like that. I don't know what they call it here. What was the 5K Lexington? It's next weekend, Lexington, August. What is that going to be? August 2025. Let's see what it says. Midsummer Night's Run. Okay, Midsummer Night's Run. So, going to be doing this. It is, I guess, at nighttime, 7:30 to 9:30. That seems like not enough time to finish. So, you sign up for this thing, and I thought it was funny because it gave me so many options when I was signing up, right? One of the first thing that made me laugh, it said, guess your time. It's like, guess my time for a 5K. Well, I haven't ran a marathon. No, it's not a marathon. I haven't ran a long run in a very long time. I put in, I think, an hour 25. I don't know how long 5K is. I get it. Metric's cool, and there's metric system in the Olympics and metric system everywhere. This race is in the United States of America. Just give me how many miles it is. For crying out loud. It's cute. Oh, it's a 5K. It's a 10K. I live in the States, okay? I'm not a professional runner. I'm not a professional Olympian. I don't do this stuff. I didn't do this in college. I'm just a normal person who's signed up and paid you a bunch of money to run a race. Just tell me it's 2 miles or 3 miles because I know how much that is. It's just so, why are we being cute? 5K. No one cares. Like, just put the miles down for Pete's sake. And then in parentheses, put 5K. Anyway, said guess your time. I think I put an hour, 25 minutes. It also said what team you want to join. And I was all over that. I tried to join a team. It was like, what team are you? Are you on a team? And I was like, no, I'm not. But if I can sign up for one and bring a team down, I'm willing to do that. So I was trying to search team names. It wouldn't let me do it. I think you had to have a specific team name and like a password to get on that team. But I was trying my best to bring a team down. Shea Gilgis, I was trying to get on like the Shays. Maybe there was that. You know, I typed a couple breweries in. Because I also thought, what if I get on a team, if I type in Mirror Twin, a brewery here in Lexington, and I get on the Mirror Twin team, and then they like send a notification, hey, Mirror Twin people, you know, meet up after the race with your badge number and we'll give you a free beer or a mug or something. And so I tried, couldn't get on a team. And then the last thing they let me do that I thought was kind of fun is it said, do you want to notify anyone about your race? No, so like when your time comes in, you can send it to people. Bad option to give me. I'm sure there's some people who are sending it, you know, to friends who care. Anyone that I know who ran cross country or did track in high school is getting notified when I finish. So shout out to my brother-in-law Reed, who did cross country at Washington State. Shout out to my guy Lexington Ian, who did cross country at Asbury here in a college here in Lexington, and then a few other friends who I always use their emails for everything when there's a sign up. They're getting it as well. So I thought that was kind of an interesting way to spam your friends. Let them know that you just ran a race, a 5K. So one, they can be confused like I am as to how long that was. And then two, it's just a little flex of like, what'd you do on a Saturday night? What'd you do? You just sit around and eat ice cream? I ran a 5K in 3 hours. So suck it. Okay, that's not what we say on the podcast, but that's kind of trash talk you need when you're running races. That's what's going on here at the house. What else do I need to talk? Oh, inventors. Are inventors still out there? What are they inventing? What are we inventing these days? I already talked about the fact whatever inventors are inventing kids' toys, you are not good inventors, because every toy we get my baby, he doesn't play with. So and we've got him a lot of baby toys. So you're doing a bad job, baby toy inventors. He just leaves them on the floor. He touches them, throws them, leaves them on the floor, never to be seen again, which is embarrassing. It should be embarrassing to toy creators for kids, but for some reason, there's no accountability for them. If you made a bad motorcycle and it fell apart, or like the person who bought the motorcycle didn't want it, there would be repercussions. And it would be like that inventor would get a big slap on the hand and something bad would happen. But you make a $30 kids toy and they never touch it, and no one says a word. There's no punishment whatsoever. You just get to go on and make another crappy kids toy that I'm going to spend $30 more on, and it's going to collect dust just like everything else. They're not even going to play with it for 5 minutes. And toy creators are just printing themselves money because nobody cares to call them out on their crap. And then you go out and buy the next thing they make. So shout out to toy creators. Let me give you an idea for an invention or something that needs to be fixed that can actually help people and would be worth the money. We need to improve on air mattresses. Where have we been on this? Why have we consumers, people who use air mattresses, why have we been quiet about this? Why have we not pushed for further innovations in air mattress innovation, push? I already used that word too many times. I ran out of words, like 30 words. That's not great. Maybe I'll pick some more up on the 5K. But we need to push for better air mattresses. We all have the same problem with air mattresses. I don't care if you bought the $20 one at Walmart or the $300 one at REI. At some point, we're all going to bed in an air mattress and waking up in the V of the air mattress with our hips on the ground and being tacoed into the air mattress. That's the thing. And I'm talking a real air mattress. Don't give me the little, I love the little blow up ones that are tiny. They're like 2 inches thick that are more of just a sleeping pad. I have one of those. It works great. I love it. Shout out to Kenny. He got me into those. I like that. I'm talking about a real air mattress. Maybe you take it camping, but more often you have people come over to your house, and I almost told a really bad story just now. that is a very inside story to my group of friends that we cannot talk about on this. Chris, Jeremy, Max, Andy, Jalen, Brad, Graham, Andrew, know that I stayed quiet. Anyways, we all have these things and they all suck eventually. They suck. Where is air mattress improvements? Where are they at? It is 2025. We're supposed to have flying cars and all I want is an air mattress that stays filled. I don't even need it to be with air. But at some point, aren't we going to get something that is like a Tempur-Pedic style? Maybe it's a thick, and it's not air, and it folds down into nothing and then blows up into a big air mattress, a big mattress that you can lay out for your friends when they come over after a wedding before a fantasy football draft. Gosh dang it, that story is terrible. Okay, I want a better air mattress. I was talking to Ryan Ferguson about this. Shout out Ferguson Films. And he had mentioned his air mattress sucks, and it's what got my brain going on this, is we just got to have it. So inventors, there is a area that needs to be addressed. It is air mattresses. You're welcome. Get on it. Make a great air mattress. The nice thing is if you make a great Shark Tank style, this is the air mattress, you're going to sell 1 million of them because everyone is going to need one. And if it gets out there where it's like this air mattress doesn't lose air, legit, everyone's going to get one. You don't even need to price them through the roof thinking you're going to sell just a couple. You're going to sell 1 billion. So you can even price them well to sell 2 billion. You're welcome. I wanted to give a shout out to something in Spokane. Everything. Now I wanted to give a shout out to something in Spokane that's pretty cool. Something I really liked. And I'm thankful that I got to go to their all of their locations. Well, I think they've only had 2, so 2 locations over my course of being in Spokane. And I've got to say thank you to Glenn Case, my main man, Glenn Case, hooking me up with the info many, many years ago. This would have been like 10 years ago. Jedi Alliance arcade in Spokane. We went there for Glenn's birthday forever ago, 10, maybe longer than 10 years ago. And at the time, this Jedi Alliance arcade was in a weird part of Spokane by Vista Utilities in that little area on Mission down the street east of Gonzaga's campus by like this weird sausage place, I think. Anyways, it was by Stevens Elementary, War Eagle. And it was down there in this like a kind of a rundown building. And it's an arcade that has pinball machines and all these arcade games. We went there for Glenn's birthday. It was a great time. And I loved it. I was like, Jedi Alliance, man, this place is great. And I went there a couple times after Glenn's birthday. Super cool. A lot of cool pinball machines. I love pinball machines. And it was awesome. Well, they moved eventually to a building near the Spokane Indians baseball park, Vista Stadium, Seafirst Stadium for you old heads. And it's used to be, gosh, this is just story on story. This building used to be Mama Ty's, Mama Ty Way. It was a bar that had pool tables, karaoke. We went there for my birthday one year and did karaoke, and we had the whole place to ourselves. And you would order, first of all, the lady who worked there owned it, worked there. Her cot was behind the karaoke bar. She needed a better air mattress. And so it was just like her everything was this building, her house, her bar, her drinks. You would order a drink and she would pour you, if you got a mixed drink, she would just fill it with the liquor and then splash in a splash of Coke or a splash of flavoring, whatever. It was wild. One of my favorite stories is my buddy Max. He was there and he ordered, because she had advertised on the wall, bucket of beer, $15. And he ordered the bucket of beer and she goes, I don't do those. And he was like, all right, well, that gigantic sign behind you, poster, says otherwise, but what am I going to do? It was great. Mama Ty's. So that place closed, probably because the drinks got so illegal that she had to be closed down by the board of drinking. And it turned into Jedi Alliance. They moved to this building and they're open on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Awesome place. If I recall correctly how it goes now is it's like $18 to get in, and I think you get unlimited plays. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that, but it's something crazy like that. $18 gets you in, and you can just go ball out. It's awesome, dude. It's a great place. My buddy Darnay, Darnay, thanks for. I chatted with Darnay a bunch this week. He was great. Love that guy to death. He sent me the message. It got up for arcade of one of the best arcades in the United States, and then the final list came out. It got nominated for this in June, and the final list came out a couple days ago. It got voted number 2, the second best arcade in the U.S., behind one in Oregon, in Hillsboro. And if well-deserved, it's super cool. Jedi Alliance, if you're around there, you should go to it. If you like pinball at all, arcade games, it's worth checking out. It's awesome. But I started looking, I'm like, okay, well, what's the near... got me thinking about arcades. I love arcades. So I'm like, what's the near... what is the arcade near me that I could go to that was on this top 10 list? One more reason, West Coast, best coast. Of the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are West Coast. All right, 5 of them are West Coast. So shout out West Coast. You get half of them. The other ones are scattered around the middle of the state, or the middle of the United States, into the Mid-East, into the East Coast. So you've got... I've got there's one in Florida, one in Brookville, Illinois. That's Illinois. That's not going to be close. Asheville, North Carolina. I think that's like 8 hours away. So is that am I going to have to drive 4 hours, 4.5 hours to go to an arcade? No, thank you. It's just not a close one to me. So major hole missing here in this area. So that place is awesome though. Jedi Alliance. Super duper cool. Worth checking out. My Kelly's, what are you into? I'm not hitting the button because I didn't open it up. Go listen to Miles' podcast. I've talked about it before. It's been a Kelly's, what are you into? I think already, but I'm back into it. The Miles Faffcast, PFAFF cast. Worth checking out. Miles is great. He's had some great stuff the last couple of weeks. So go listen to his podcast. I love it so freaking much. All right, I gotta go. I'm gonna go read. I've been reading lately. I've been loving it. Been reading some nerdy fantasy book that's written for really dumb people. And that's what I like. Because I'm a really dumb person who likes fantasy. Okay, goodbye.